Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2003 Dodge Intrepid RT Police. Oh, God. Oh, it's going to be one of those. What's the difference between a Dodge Intrepid and the principal's office? It's less embarrassing if your friends see you leaving the principal's office. Why do they put sidewalks beside most streets and highways? So Dodge Intrepid owners have a safe place to walk home. How do you make a Dodge Intrepid go faster downhill? Turn off the Dodge Intrepid RT Police Interceptor. No other car brings back worse teenage year memories than this car. I still remember the long hours spent on the side of the road and the countless leg press workouts from having to push the goddamn thing 10 blocks to the nearest exit. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dodge Intrepid RT Police Interceptor. When Chrysler first thought of the Dodge Intrepid, on paper is actually a pretty good idea. Let's build a front-wheel drive, four-door sedan. Let's make it as cheap as possible, and let's power it with our famous, I'll get back to that. I'm using air quotes. You can't see it, but I'm going to get back to that in just a second. Our famous 2.7 and 3.5 liter engines, because they're just the most reliable things. And thus the Dodge Intrepid was born. Now, naturally being a pretty affordable and cheap four-door roomy sedan, of course, a lot of police departments are going to be interested, and thus the Dodge Intrepid RT Police Interceptor was created. They were mainly used as police interceptors, fire chief cars, taxis, and similar to the early Chevy Caprice or Ford Crown Victoria, except those didn't suck. Now, what the Dodge Intrepid had going for it, I gotta give it credit, it was incredibly cheap, especially for a lot of police departments, so it's very enticing. It was very tempting. Oh, man, that apple looks so good. Just hanging low from the tree like that, man. Oh, you just want to take a bite of it. Here's the funny part, though. It didn't have anything suspension-wise like the Caprice, which included the Impala SS suspension, or the Crown Victoria, which the P71 had a more beefed-up suspension, and it had different cooling components and a whole bunch of other crap that just made it a suitable police car. Nope, the Dodge Intrepid Police Interceptor just came with additional wiring to support strobes and flashers in the trunk compartment and in the front grille. And I got to give them credit for this. This was actually pretty cool. It actually had a plastic front end intake vent, and it routed air into the rotors for additional cooling and stopping power, but it's not like you're going to be going that fast in one of these things. Okay, now here's where a lot of the departments kind of effed up, because on paper, it wasn't such a bad idea. The Dodge Intrepid had two options. The first one was a 2.7 liter V6, which made 200 horsepower. That is not bad at all for a 2.7 liter. And then, of course, you had the 3.5 liter RT, which made 250 horsepower. And that's coming from a 3.5 V6.
Hit her again.
Compared to the big gas guzzler V8 Crown Vic, just a perfect combination of sedan. One of my friends actually had one of these. That's where I got my experience from. And these things were huge, man. They were so roomy and comfortable. And you had a pretty decently power-making 250 horsepower V6 under the hood, which had a respectable 0 to 60 of 7.1 seconds compared to the Crown Victoria's 7.9 second. But all was not good in the land of Dodge. Like, usually that ends up being the case. In literally less than a year, in the early 2004, major, catastrophic, just major problems started surging with these damn Dodge Intrepids. Some of the problems range from faulty wiring. Remember how they boasted about having, we had extra wiring and all that? Yeah, all that stuff started going haywire. A lot of the electronics started going bad. And then we have the oil sludge. Oh, man. Oh, that's like the BP. That's literally like the BP. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that BP oil spill thing. Oh, dude, that is like the car equivalent of the BP oil spill. Was the Dodge Intrepid oil sludge situation. Essentially what happened was that all the V6 engines, which was pretty much the only option that the Dodge Intrepid came with, they started suffering from failures due to oil sludge contamination. And it actually got so bad that in 2009, 5 lawsuits were filed against Chrysler, and that's partly due to one of the reasons why Chrysler started going bankrupt in the late 2000s. A lot of the problems usually started happening around the 100,000 mile range, which is usually when a lot of police departments get rid of their cars, and that's when the civilians started getting in. And boy, do I remember my friend, oh boy, yeah, it was just not good. Among the other problems that the Dodge Intrepid suffered from was an HVAC problem. Like I said, that one usually started happening around 110,000 miles, so there was still more problems going down the road. And of course, we can't leave out the infamous overheating and water pump problems. We must have gone through at least 3 different water pumps before we decided just to give up and junk the car for $500. So naturally, police departments and government agencies, being the cheap asses they are, they did not want to be dealing with actually some of the repair costs of these problems with the Intrepids were reaching $4,000. And yeah, a lot of departments said, sayonara, Dodge Intrepid. And they went back to the good old Crown Victoria, which they ended up sticking with that car for almost 20 years. Either way, I hope you guys learned a little something about one of the worst police interceptors ever created, the Dodge Intrepid RT Police Interceptor. If you guys are in the market for one, I just tell you, man, just stay away. Stay as far away as possible. Get yourself a Crown Vic. Get an old Caprice 9C1. Just do anything. Get a bicycle. Stay away from the Intrepid. Either way, I'll catch you guys in the next video.